Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie. It is 94 WIP. Great to be with you, off and rolling. On this Tuesday morning, NFL trade deadline a day, 4 o'clock today, so 10 hours and 3 minutes for Howie. This is Howie season. Already has been. He's made a lot of moves. You go back to the beginning of the season, he's already, since the season started, he's made 6.
We forgot about Sam Howell, too. 7.
Is that before the year?
Yeah, right before the season.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Good call, James. So a lot of trades so far for the Eagles, and obviously one more day to try to cook it up. So we'll see what Howie has up his sleeve. We'll talk about it all through the day. Obviously the big news yesterday, Jalen Phillips in from the Miami Dolphins. So we'll get to that. Edge rusher, get John's thoughts on that. Sixers and Flyers both back at it tonight. Phil's off season. A lot to do. We'll crank it up with you on the phone lines, 215-592-9494. Richie Rich, back from vacation. Good morning, John.
Hello there, Joe.
Hello there, Johnny.
Lobsters have blue blood.
Lobsters have blue blood. I would not have known that. I won't remember it, but I got it now.
You never watched a TV show, Blue Bloods? That was about lobsters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I never put that together before.
Blue blood?
Yeah. Now that I just thought about that, wow. Okay.
I think of blue blood. I think of North Carolina Tar Heels. I think of like those, those teams that have that pedigree. People say they're a blue blood. I don't know why. Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke.
Well, it's the same idea, like the.
I don't know the idea.
Higher, like blue bloods are like like highfalutin, like the Martha's Vineyard type, Did
Villanova get there for a moment and then they pop right on back down, back down the chute? All right, so let's crank it up. These days are fun. We have, I don't know how many of these on a given year, maybe 8, maybe 10. When you think of the days that sort of have some extra juice. Because, look, sports is about the games primarily, and it's what we, primarily look forward to and react to. But there's also the trade deadlines. There's the start of free agency. There's draft days. We get like 8 to 10 of these a year. And these provide some extra juice. So let's crank it up here today at 215-592-9494 on this, the NFL trade deadline, knowing that, Howie has already done a lot. I mean, you mentioned, James mentioned Hal, the quarterback, Tank Bigsby, the kick returner and backup running back, Fred Johnson, offensive lineman, certainly that he has helped them in the limited edition. He's played this year. Brandon Graham brought in. I mean, Brandon Graham is now 4 moves ago, if you can believe that. Brandon Graham is 4 moves ago. They brought in a slot corner, Michael Carter. I mean, we haven't seen any of these guys play yet, the last 4 here. Michael Carter, Jair Alexander, outside corner yesterday, Jalen Phillips. So here we go. One more opportunity, 10 more hours to go, 215-592-9494, 4 o'clock today. What do you want to see Howie do before the trade deadline? What player? Which position? Do you think he goes further in? My instinct is he does not, because he's already done so much. And, the big one is giving up a 3rd-round pick for Jalen Phillips is not inconsequential for the future. Guys, this guy better deliver.
Think about the last trade. He's never going to have more than a 4 at the deadline. Yeah. That's been his limit.
Here's the deal. So, sometimes when the Phillies make moves, it's get a year and a half, get 2.5 years. They got half a year with this guy. They get half a year plus the playoffs for Jalen Phillips. So you better freaking step in and deliver, because they give up a 3rd-round pick for a guy who's about to be a free agent. What do you expect Howie to do today? What do you want to see him do? 215-592-9494. John, your thoughts on what's been, what will be, what could be. What do you think?
Wow. Thank you, Howie Roseman. It's great to be back. Hello, everyone.
Great to be an Eagles fan.
It's...
Unless these guys stink like some guys in the past did. I'll just put that out there.
At least I was trying.
Here's the thing. We know who our defensive coordinator is.
Yep.
Vic Fangio. We all respect the guy. We know he runs a tight ship. These players know he runs a tight ship. This is something that he wanted. He's saying, I can work with that. That's going to be great for us. I'm excited about that part. Jair Alexander, holy cow. There was a time when he was a Packer where I was positive he was one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL.
Well, he was.
He was the thing that, everyone wanted. He had the island. He was that guy. He ran a 4.38 in the 40 at the combine. That's, and he had the loose hips. He could do.
Are you getting sucked into Jair Alexander's going to be awesome here?
Don't do it.
I don't know.
John, he hasn't even been playing, man. He's been deactivated.
Hey, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Vic Fangio says, I can work with that. So why would we do that? Why would we bring someone here if Vic Fangio said, I don't want him? It just doesn't compute for me. This guy's got so much talent. And Jalen Phillips is so massively talented himself, and the injuries have just been so unfortunate in his case. I was watching the, I guess it was a preseason thing where they were behind the Dolphins a couple years ago, and he was coming back from an injury and feeling really good. And this is one of those guys who's built like a 4.3 defensive end. He's a legit 6'6", who's explosive off the edge. A guy that I hated to try to block because I couldn't get my head on him. I couldn't get into his body because he had these long arms to keep me just completely away. And he was athletic enough that I had very little chance. He's so versatile. When I watched some tape, it was He's standing up. He's got his hand down. He's a nose tackle. He's got his hand down. He's a 3 technique. He's got his hand down. He's a defensive end. He's standing up now. He's defensive end. Now he's an up linebacker. Now he's a Mike linebacker. Now he's a joker.
So you love this move.
Yes. And he's in a prove-it situation where he's on the 5th year of his rookie deal. So, how he can convert some of that around right now, but this is okay. Let's see what you can do now that you're healthy. We know you've got all the talent in the world. Prove it. He's amassed like 26 sacks and 61 QB hits, 28 tackles for loss in 55 games with 38 starts. So small sample size for Jalen Phillips, but he can do so much. And again, Vic Fangio coached him and wants him back. And I feel so good about the fact that we've addressed the cornerback position with 2 players. Michael Carter, he's so quick.
Well, which
guy's
better? Who plays?
Well, Michael Carter's a slot guy. I think Jair Alexander can start right now on the outside.
I don't know, man.
He can cover, and he can cover in zone. He understands the game. If he is healthy, and he wants to be here, he's going to be great.
Well, look, we'll take your reaction. I mean, John's obviously pumped up. I mean, I love the concept of Jair Alexander. I just don't know that he'll actually deliver. I mean, what's rattling through my head are names like Devin White, who wasn't that old but was cooked. You think back to Bayer 2 years ago, was cooked.
Okay.
I mean, there've been a lot of those dudes through the years.
Jair Alexander was being
deactivated.
Okay. And I'm sure that was something. I'm sure that was something that I don't know enough about. So I've seen him play as well as any cornerback in the NFL, and that was not too long ago.
All right. Well, look, we'll take your reaction. I mean, obviously, it's notable how he's already done so much. So all of that on the table at 215-592-9494. Plus your sense of anticipation of what he will or won't do today, what he should or shouldn't do today. We shouldn't lose sight of the A.J. Brown thing. I think it feels diminished compared to last week because he hasn't been traded yet and probably won't be. But we can't act like that might not. Can't act like it might not be on the table.
Well,
I mean, someone could offer you a first.
Not on the table.
Someone could offer you a first-round pick. You got to make a decision.
Well, I don't think it's on the table.
Okay.
I thought there was one last thing we needed to do, and it was attend to the interior of our offensive line.
Yep.
Just because it seems like that's where we're weakest at times. So, with injuries and everything else. So I thought, do we have to? What can we do? Can we incorporate trading off some of the guys that we now know aren't going to work in our secondary? Adoree Jackson, hey, maybe we could find someone who needs a cornerback who could use them. Now that we've got a step up in Jair Alexander, Maybe Keely Ringo. Maybe some team thinks, hey, young, talented, we could use him for our system and it would work out better. But I thought interior offensive line, and then I looked at our practice squad.
Yep.
Jeff Stoutland. Maybe we should give Jeff Stoutland the benefit of
Richie's
the
going
doubt
deep,
here.
guys. He's going to the practice squad.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
saying, there are these guys on the practice squad right now. Jake Majors, he's a center.
Okay.
Holland Pierce, he's a guard. Luke Felix Fualau.
Definitely
Fualo.
him. So I can mispronounce it.
Yeah, let's not have him play. Look,
Yeah.
they got options, but
we do. I don't think anything really needs to be done interior offensive line trade-wise. So I feel so great about what's been done. I feel like everything that needed to be addressed for this team
done a lot.
We're good.
All right, look, 215-592-9494. Do you agree with John? Just call it there. Seltzer, your sense of today. What do you expect? What do you want? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm with John. I'm excited about the moves. I'm not. Certainly the Jalen Phillips move feels like it could be a difference-making move. Giving up a third-round pick. It was a fourth for Ajayi, a fourth for Jannard Avery, a fourth for Robert Quinn, all that. There's a step up in Howie's mind, so I'm excited about it. I think today, because I'm with you, I think it's highly unlikely Howie makes another trade. It's certainly possible. He's made 7 already. Who knows? But I think today is about watching the other teams in the NFC. Because the Eagles have made moves this week.
We're the best team in the NFC.
No one else is making moves.
We're the
I haven't
best
seen
team.
the Packers or the Lions or the Bucks or the Rams. None of these teams have made trades. Like today for me is about watching the rest of the NFC and how that shapes out because the Eagles have done business. And they are, in my opinion, the best team in the NFC. I want to see how the other contenders attempt to try and catch up.
You think this is the year to go for it? Do they have, essentially?
I think they have. Yeah. I think they're... why not, man? The NFC's wide open. We've talked about it.
It is wide open.
Howie made this team better where we needed it. We are the best team in the NFC, but there is talented and scary teams out there that you'd be surprised. They're where you'd least expect them, like Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDonald has done an amazing job. And then in Chicago's 7-2, I think.
No, because the Eagles are 6-2 of the 1 seed. Maybe they're 5 and something, but
they're definitely not.
They're not 7-2 because the Eagles are 6-2.
Okay, 6-2. They're 6-2.
With all that said, it's a big day. We want to hear from you at 215-592-9494. What do you want? Who do you want? Which positions do you want? To me, there's 2 positions that really come into focus: offensive line and safety. And I'm telling you guys, I'm going to stand on that safety thing. If you want to trust Makuba all the way through mid-February, that's on you, and that can be on Howie. I don't. I'm not saying he has to be replaced. I'm saying I would explore possibilities to replace him. He could very well be my starting safety next year, but I think it's shaky. I'm just being honest with you. Shaky to try to win a Super Bowl with Makuba back there right now. I've seen him make a lot of mistakes.